When we start to judge bikes for the show, the first thing we have to do is break them down into classes. That's usually not too time consuming, but you want to be fair on how you're judging the bike, what are you going to compare it to. So you want to group them actually in classes that's, you don't want a radical softail with a ton of slick sheet metal against a more common or easier build, because it's not a fair competition.
And the first builder we're going to talk to today is Jesse Srpan, right up the road in Chardon, right near Cleveland, Ohio, correct?
Yep. Yeah.
He's a talker.
Yeah.
We're not going to hold that against. He is an awesome bike builder. Jesse built this bike himself, and there's nobody better. Jesse, tell us a little bit about the bike you got here.
This is our bike we just did in 2006, right after Rat's Hole last year, and I pretty much got inspired by the radical bike design from Rat's Hole. So I decided to just do a really radical bike that nobody else had. So I pretty much just started from the tail light with the design, and then I figured I liked the whole diamond theme, so I took it throughout the whole bike. So we just started from there.
And all the fabrication of this bike, is everything on here you did yourself?
Yep, this is built from the ground up, with me and my dad at Rawr and Choppers. It's all steel and just a little bit of fiberglass, but it's a radical design that we thought of.
And from what I understand, this is your very first chop build.
Yeah, this is my second one, but this is probably my most radical chopper build yet.
Okay, so what's Jesse got in mind for his next one? I mean, how do you top this?
My next one I probably think of is trying to sell this for the money for a big bike.
Awesome. Now, one more question I got. What's your power plant in here? This isn't your normal motorcycle motor.
No, this is a 200cc Tecumseh engine with a Comet drive clutch on it, and it's a really good engine that we used.
How many horse does it put on?
6.
And the bad part is it puts out more horsepower than my car. Jess?
The last thing you look at is the paint. Forget about the paint when you first walk up to a bike. That's usually the first thing people do look at. Now, that's okay for flash, but when you're judging, you're going to look for execution. The lines of the bike, do they flow? The next thing you're going to look for is a theme. There you go. That's right. You're going to look for a theme. If he's got acorns in the front, spikes in the back, he's got circles on the foot pegs, he's got O-rings over here, it's a mishmash. There's no flow to the machine. That's another thing you look for.
So with me now is Steve, and you were one of the people who helped build the bike? Ron Finch? It's your bike. I'm terribly sorry. I messed it up.
I'm with Finch's Custom Cycles from Detroit, Michigan.
Again, somebody close to home. We've run into more people close to home down here in Daytona. Can you tell us a little bit about your bike?
We made this bike from scratch with a bunch of my personal friends that are some of the best bike builders in the world and painters, that we did it just to have fun. And then this is my personal piece that I get to have and ride around, and it's pretty cool just to show and everybody else to enjoy it also.
How much time and effort was put into building this bike?
There's probably a little over 3,000 hours in it.
How many bike contests have you entered?
I've been in 4, and I've won Best of Show 4 times.
There you have it. We can obviously see why it's won Best of Show 4 times. And you have some kind of an association, can I say, with Ron Finch?
Personal friend. Very good.
Personal friend?
Yep, personal friend. He's one of my best friends. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okay, and behind us, I'm not supposed to say anything, but since I've been down here, she's helped me kind of try to look beautiful as much as I possibly can. And this is Annette behind us, and she is the web girl, and she helps talk about the bike. Annette, you're doing a fabulous job. Thank you.
I like to get behind a bike and line myself up to it. Is the gas tank aligned on the bike? Is it sitting cocked? Same thing with the rear fender and the front fender, which a lot of builders mess up. Is the fender centered on the tire? Is the space even on both sides, or is it cocked? Is the rear straight but the front's off to one side? They can get that straight. Also, we're looking to see if the hardware is clean. When they bolt on that front fender, do they have nice clean bolt heads on the outside, and then they got these long studs sticking out on the end, and it's sticking out a ½ an inch from the nut? It's not a good eye for a detail. The same thing in the rear. We're looking to see if it's even on each side, if it's centered on the rear wheel. We want to see if the bike has good flow, if it's symmetric, and then you're looking for smaller things like cables and brackets. Are they done nicely and cleanly? When you get to the higher end bikes, you're actually going to get down into nitpicking. who did this hiding of the wiring a little bit better than the next guy. Because when you get to the higher levels, it really gets down to who took that little extra time to hide the extra wires or hoses, made the alignments, made it symmetric.
Down in Daytona, you never know who you're going to run into. With me right now is Bob McKinney. Builds an awesome bike, and he's right from Columbiana, Ohio. Bob, it's great to have you on Left to Center. Tell us a little bit about this bike. There's no paint.
Well, nice to be here. Yeah, it's a 2000 Heritage Springer, and of course, as you can see, we've kind of did it over just a little bit. We've changed a few things on it, but really enjoying it down here, and hope this thing gets some attention. So, you know,
I don't see how it can. I mean, this thing's got a glow in the dark almost. It's awesome.
You know, everybody wants to show off just a little bit, you know, so here we are. We're trying to...
Whatever made you to decide to go with 100%? Hey, the radio works real good, too. Thanks for the demonstration, Bob.
Yeah, it's all right. But anyway...
But why'd you decide to go with all chrome? That's got to be quite a job to take care of.
Well, you see a lot of paint jobs out there, all kinds, and but you never see all chrome. And so I thought it'd be a little different and chrome it up just a little bit. And once we got started, we just kept chroming until we got to the end. And
you didn't know where to stop after a while, did you?
No. But it's been a lot of fun, really has. It's just a great piece of machinery, you know.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a gorgeous bike. Thanks for sharing it with us. And we're going to be looking for Bob's bike on the streets of Youngstown. You do take it out once in a while, don't you?
Yeah, and hey, by the way, if you guys are showing somewhere and you need this, we'll take it where you're at. How's that?
Awesome. You might see Bob's bike out with us on Left to Center.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for it.